with a Veterans Day Q&A, that being, today's date, 11/11, the day we honor our servicemen and women and peoples who are proudly serving in the military for their long and illustrious services, be it the shores of any foreign country in the world or right here at home. I want to say a personal thank you, and I particularly salute each and every member of the service every time I get a chance. A little bit of background about yours truly. My father was an infantryman in the Marine Corps. He then became a sniper. My grandfather was also in the military. He was in the U.S. Navy, although I never got a chance to ask him what he did. He did serve, I believe he served just shortly after World War II. My aunts and my uncles have served in the Army and the Air Force. I believe we even have one uncle that we don't really talk about who has served in the Coast Guard. But I have a long and illustrious family history of service, and I appreciate what it takes to serve in the military. The only thing that I wish right now is for each and every one of those who are serving abroad or at home in any capacity, I wish you a safe and happy Veterans Day. I don't know what your plans are for the day, but I hope that it includes a lot of jollity, a lot of happiness, and I hope that each and every one of you out there who are at home, if you know a veteran, if you've come across one today, please give them your thanks, because it is due to their service that we have all of the freedoms that we have. It's a verifiable fact. Now, that being said, I realize that I don't have a lot of things I can say about the military, having not experienced it myself. So, my father was already a civilian by the time I was born. I guess they didn't want, to move around a whole bunch, but I have many, many friends who still live in that kind of lifestyle or have gotten out. If you're wondering why I pause every so often, when normally I'm a very boisterous and energetic soul, as I am this morning, currently I am smoking a Quora Q Torpedo cigar. You may have seen it in the picture for the thumbnail of this video. And I also have my cup of coffee with me. Now, this cup of coffee I made with a breakfast blend bean that I bought from my local chain grocery store, which they don't have anywhere else in the country except the great state of Texas. That brings me neatly to my mental health update. Now, I'm sure many of you have noticed that yours truly hasn't been on the show or doing anything of really big note recently for the last couple months. That's because I've been trying to fight my computer every step of the way. I figured out that if this computer shuts off at all, in any capacity, it will not turn back on for quite a while. Now, that being the reason being, I think the power supply might just be ready to call it quits. It's served its life's expectancy far more than I expected it to do, and I'm very pleased, which means that in the very near future, I'm thinking about around about the time I get my tax return, I should have enough money to hopefully go on ahead and build a new computer. When I say build, I mean absolutely buy every individual part and then put it all together. I have a budget build list. I have a good friend of mine and my friend and co-worker who's decided to go on ahead and help me with this particular task. as I don't know what the fuck I'd be doing. I don't. I'm learning by the seat of my pants here in a lot of cases, and the truth of the matter is I've had a lot of fun learning about the different ins and outs. So if you guys have any tips, tricks, or insights into building the PC that would help me not only stream the show that I make, which is a marvelous show, Rob's Random ROMs, please feel free to share it. I'm not going to stop you from offering your insights, and I actually welcome it because I know nothing about computers, even now. I've had a couple of updates recently, as far as that goes. One friend recommended me that because I do a lot of video editing, a lot of picture editing, and a lot of visual work here, that I should go on ahead and invest in an Intel at least i5. Now, another friend of mine, who's actually the gentleman who's helping me build my computer, said that it wasn't necessary that I do so, but I could if I wanted to spend the extra money, and it wouldn't be a terrible investment. But I don't know. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to open Twitch because I'm a genius. It's a bit of an anomaly, really, for me. I could go with the cheaper version of what I'm doing here, and I don't hate that idea. I just don't think that I need to do too many things other than what I'm already doing. So that being said, I am looking forward to trying to put together myself a what do you call it? A broadly speaking, cheap. I don't want to spend more than a couple $100. Streaming PC unto which I can go on ahead and stream what I'm doing. Go ahead and also what do you call it? I can stream what I want to stream. Like if I want to stream, if I wanted to stream, say, PlayStation, like I want to do my Destiny, but I want to see my own thing here on the computer. Then there's that option that I could indeed turn around and make a make that happen, rather. The other thing I really hope to do is not only play current AAA games, but also do better videos in general. I'm gonna have to work on getting my rig to where I can update the random ROMs number. I'm hoping to very soon incorporate Sega games and Sega, that being Sega Genesis, Sega Saturn, Dreamcast. I then want to turn around and also get PlayStation and PlayStation 2 and 3. One game I'm looking at for the next episode of Coroner TV, where I do a complete playthrough of a game, because, hey, I think this game is awesome, is The Last of Us. You see, I've already pretty much completed everything I can on Borderlands 2 with our Necromancer, Gage. But that being said, that doesn't mean I don't have some trivial things that I would like to get done on that game. And a cat I would like to kill because she's chewing on my foot. That's the other part about this particular format that I'm not exactly sad that I have is that you guys don't have to see me futzing around with the cat trying to stop her from chewing on me, because yeah, no, she's a hand and a half. And she likes to chew on things, which makes it very difficult for me to kind of do what I'm doing, because she's like, oh no, look, there are cords over here. So I'm gonna pick you up now and stop you from doing what you're doing. Yep, that's right. Speaking of stopping me from doing what I'm doing, I'm also looking into a maybe a new set. I'm looking at moving into a 2-bedroom apartment, and that 2-bedroom apartment would allow me to probably soundproof the walls a bit, so that way the noise from the yelling and the shouting and the exuberance that I display would be pretty easy to dampen down, so that way nobody's having to deal with that kind of thing. But yeah, no, I'm hoping that I can get everything together and that I can put together a good show for everyone, a better show. And now, that being said, once the new computer is in, everything's hooked up, I will probably have the webcam back. Now, I tried to plug it in here, but it wasn't responding, it wasn't working, so that's why you're still getting the grinning temporary Rob there. But as I said before, if you have questions, please do not hesitate to ask. That is what I'm here for. That's what I'm on board for, and I am ready and willing for any questions that you may have out there. Now, I do probably have to go to Facebook to see if anybody's kind of commenting on what I'm doing. Let's see my post. I have several posts that people are responding to. Again, I thought I had a good idea for buying a PC that's pre-built off of what you call it, pre-built off of Newegg. But the person that said it, oh sorry, the one of the people I was talking to said that I probably shouldn't just buy a brand new computer off of the internet when I can build it for probably the same price and probably a little better quality, in that it's not exactly hard to put together a pretty good computer for a cheaper price. And hopefully when I do so, the results will be passed on to all of you. Now, let's see. Things I've been getting into recently. I've been getting into watching Naruto. I really don't think that I hate it, and in the way that some people would hate a popular thing like that, but I'm not the biggest fan in the world of it. I'm interested to see where it goes next, but currently I'm in Shippuden, and they're still chasing after Sasuke. I've realized that the problem that I have with Naruto now that he's gone, that it's gotten away from a little bit of the aesthetic that it had in the original series, where he's wearing all orange, and I fucking hate that, because no ninja should be dressed in orange, and he's the only one that is, and I have a problem with that. is that Orochimaru is a character they wrote to be a big bad guy, to, be the ultimate thing they want to overcome, and then they didn't give a way to do it. I don't see, and from what I've seen so far, there's no way to kill Orochimaru, and that's bad. You have to have a bad guy you can overcome. Even if it's like 1,000,000 to 1 long shot, and then the protagonist has, it's like, oh man, he's the most powerful thing ever, and that's also kind of the inverse is the problem with Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Ball Z franchise, is that, oh, everybody's super duper powerful until they come up against Goku, who's basically a brick wall that can hit you really hard. And then he suddenly becomes the most powerful being in the world, who's pussy whipped. Well, I'm sorry, no, he's not exactly whipped. He's beat down by Chi-Chi. So I guess that makes her the strongest thing in the universe. I don't know. That whole thing is weird. But it is a thing. Let's see here. But again, getting back to the show and the updates that I have, the biggest thing that's been the problem with me is that when I lost my computer there for the first part, it was so hard to get up the motivation to do it, because this is something I love doing. This is a very big hobby for me, and I want to pour a lot of passion into it and make it the best I can, so that way you guys get the best show possible. That's what I want to do. Is there better ways of doing it? Yeah, I'm sure there is, but I don't know any of those ways. I mean, I haven't gotten a chance to use the husband's laptop, which I don't plan on doing, because he's made it fairly clear that because I'm a little rough on tech as it is, if you could see the state of some of my projects where I've kind of taken it apart and tried to put it back together to make it better, that's been a thing. So he's like, no, you I don't want that. I'm like, yeah, no fair. That makes sense. But that was kind of the first big blow to my what do you call it? To my mental health. And then I think the second one would have to be losing my D&D group. I had started doing a D&D campaign. I had an endpoint in mind, and I had certain little things I wanted them to do, and I was trying to just kind of feel it out and let everybody fill in the gaps, but we can't meet up on a specific time. Like, there's no cohesion in trying to put together the game, so it's got me down a bit, I'm not gonna lie. Because I love Dungeons and Dragons, I do. I've been a player for years, and I'm not a great DM. I'll be the first to admit that, freely and happily. I'm needing to probably learn the rules a bit better, and then I could probably do better. But yet I haven't done any of that. The other half is that I know that life kind of gets that way, and currently we're staring down the barrel of maybe another change. I don't think I put it out there the first time, but I work now a full-time job. When I first started this channel, I was working part-time at the home improvement store, and it's like, okay, well, I can do this many more days a week than I can do my job, so I'll do that. And then they offered me full-time last year in April. So now I'm working 40 hours a week, but in the evenings. So that means I also miss out on my good friend Chris Peeps' show. He's a wonderful person who has me on as often as I can be on. He always shouts me out whenever he gets a chance, as does Jake Hudson. Jake Hudson is another YouTube wrestling content creator who I like shouting out. I really enjoy giving everybody their props, and one person I would really like to personally shout out is Connor, aka OK Fabe. When I put my status on the Twitter at Rob's Random Roms, he was the first person to like it. It wasn't even up, 3 minutes, and he's like, "Oh, Rob's coming back. Let me go on ahead and hit that like button." So I highly encourage anybody who's watching this live or anybody who's watching this on the replays, please go over to his YouTube channel at youtube.com/okfaber and give him a subscribe, give him a follow, hit that bell for his notifications, because he does a lot more work than I do. I mean, he's done a lot of amazing videos for WWE, for AEW, for Impact Wrestling, which I need to get a little better handle on, and I'm really happy with that I have somebody who's like, oh no, the Monster Among Marks is going to go on YouTube Live. Let me go on ahead and give him a like and kind of amplify his reach a little bit, and I try to do the same with what little I have here. Another person who's really encouraged me to get back into the saddle and get back into doing it is my good friend Will from Peace, Love, and Guns, as well as my new friend James Turkill. I probably butchered his last name, but he's the co-owner of Gray Fox Ranch, and that's where Will from Peace, Love, and Guns does a lot of his video shooting, and that's where James does a lot of his shooting, and they both produce amazing content that I'm rather jealous of. I wish I could do the same, but I'm not an outdoorsy types all the time, so I think that what I do here in the kind of virtual world is good enough for me at the moment. Hopefully I'll be able to get back into doing Rob's Random Roms here in the next couple days. I don't know about tomorrow, but then again, I never know about tomorrow, so we're going to see how that goes, and I'll try to keep you guys posted. So keep an eye on the Twitch, keep an eye on the YouTube, keep an eye on the Twitter, and I should be putting together every kind of alert I can for whenever I decide to go live. The next thing I want to kind of talk about is kind of branching into the Monster Among Marks fixes WWE. I don't know. It's been rather hard for me to sit down and watch any wrestling at all because of my full-time job, and they're talking about making me. They're talking about giving me a promotion. I sat down, I had an interview. I would be moving up in the ranks a little bit, and hopefully eventually moving into a daytime position where I would have the evenings to myself. I would be out hopefully by 5 o'clock, but as it stands currently, my position would be closing as a little bit higher up in the ranks. I don't know if that comes with any kind of pay grade increase or what have you, but we'll see. But yeah, no. Recently, I've been watching a lot of Ask Reddit videos, and I've been watching Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares, that kind of thing on YouTube, and, you know, various movie clips for very good movies that make me go, wait, I'm pretty sure I got that movie, and then I go look and I can't find it. Other things I gotta do, other than reorganize the DVD collection again, I have to turn around and clean the car, because I haven't done that in a while. But I figure that if I go on ahead and, you know, put the effort in, clean the car, get that done, it should be better. It's just getting good to the good part of the cigar. I'm about halfway done. I think I'll stream until I finish my cigar, which currently we're at 25 minutes. We're going to try and go for, I don't know, maybe 45 an hour, and see how that goes for everybody. Let's see here. Yeah, no, I'm having a lot of fun, or at least I'm trying to have fun with what I do, and in regards to being on here and being online and be as healthy as I can be. I do have a plan that I have to enact here today, or starting today and over the next couple days, and that is I've got to start working on the husband's birthday gift. I'm sorry, Christmas gift. I've had the idea for a while to put together something special for him, but I haven't had the opportunity yet to get it done, to put it together, because he's always been here. And now that he's on vacation, I should be able to do as I so choose, and that so choose is to actually put together his literal Christmas gift, and then try and hide it from him. I don't know how well it's gonna work, but hey, that's part of the fun, that's part of the whimsy, that's part of the majesty of doing something like this, and that is I can go on ahead and try to make a gift that I've never made before, and maybe he'll like it. Maybe he'll be super duper happy to have it, and I hope that that's the case. I'm not going to say what it is, because I don't think he's watching. And if he is, on the off chance, because I received a message, I want to say about an hour ago, that he was 2 hours outside of his destination, and I don't think that it's been 2 hours yet, so even if it has, or if it hasn't, and he's decided to use mobile internet to watch my channel, hey love, I hope your trip is going okay. I hope everything's going well, and if it's not, and he turns around, he gets to his destination, and bling! Oh look, there's a new video from the husband. I gotta check this out. Let's see what he's talking about. Veterans Day Q&A. But yeah, no, that's what it is. I could try and use Streamlabs, because I do have Streamlabs on the computer, and I think that when I get the new setup, I'm gonna turn to a couple of amazing people like Chris Peeps, and maybe also look into various YouTube videos that I'm sure exist about how to make my notifications work, because I've enabled Chatbot to do a lot of things, and that one of those things is supposed to be the heist, and the other one's supposed to be like various commands and redeems that you can turn around and have play over the background, kind of like my friend Chris does for his channel. But yeah, no, that should be interesting. Commentary on the cigar. It's very mild, and I like that. And it's got a smooth kind of vanilla cream flavor to it that I'm partial to. I don't really like a lot of spicy cigars. You know, There's certain robustos that are out there that I'm not a fan of, and I don't think I'll ever be, but that's fine. One of the ones I seem to have gotten into picking up more and more recently is the Sons of Anarchy Black Crown. I believe it's a 5x56 ring gauge. It's got quite a girth to it, and I'm very partial to the flavor of it, and I really like it. But this time I wanted to branch out and try something different. You know, try something that I haven't had in a while. I think the last one that I had from Quorum was the Olivia G, or the Olivia O. I can't remember. It's been that long. In fact, I remember when I had it at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. I went as part of a gift from my my employer at the time, the Spring Champions Liquor, who do not sponsor this show, and personally I wouldn't go there anymore because the people that own it don't own it anymore. Or the people that own it are not the same people that owned it when I worked there, because we went out of business. But they got me in, and they gave me, you know, kind of a wristband to go visit various tents and get drinks and those kind of things. The barbecue there was pretty good. I just kind of wandered around and saw everything. I think one of the things that always will stick with me from that night, of the very little that I remember, is that there was a guy out there who was wearing a duster made of Crown Royal bags. I'm always interested to see when somebody takes something that's not necessarily meant to be clothing and then turns it into a unique piece of clothing. I'm also, like, endlessly fascinated by people who make like medieval armor out of Bud Light boxes, or samurai armor out of I can't remember the Sapporo. I think that's the name of the Japanese beer, you know. When they go on ahead and make outfits out of that, that's very interesting to me. I almost looked at it like cosplay, where the artist has taken a medium that's maybe not supposed to be, but made it anyway. And I'm a big fan of that kind of work and that kind of effort. That being said, I'm also very big fan, as many people know, of the show Critical Role, and I'm rather still sad. There was a one-shot done by Critical Role, which was a Wendy's one-shot, which, for those of you who are not aware, Wendy's put out a 5th edition module that was supposed to be a one-shot campaign. And for those of you who don't know what that word means, it means it is a self-contained game. There's a beginning, there's an end. You have various parts in the game where people can make choices, but in all, there's a rather good structure and a way to do things. So the DM doesn't have to figure anything out. It's already been figured out by somebody else, and they don't have to worry about it. That being said, Sam Riegel was the DM for that particular one-shot, and I don't know why. I still don't get it. But apparently, that particular stream had a copyright strike hit against it, and therefore, Critical Role chose not to ever put it back up. And I'm kind of mad about that, because I didn't get to see it when it happened. I tried to watch it again later, and then got distracted, because it was like, oh, look, there's a rebroadcast, there's a rerun of it, because the Critical Role channel will do that. They'll turn around and take other the most recent shows, and on maybe a day or two after, turn around and put it up again. But I didn't watch it, so... Oh, man. Looks like my cigar's almost out. Gotta bust out the lighter. Speaking of lighters, I bought a very nice tri-torch butane lighter with a cigar punch on it. I think it's called Hudwa, Hudwa, whatever. HUDWA. It's a push button flip top tri-torch lighter, and if I could show it to you, it's all looks like stainless steel finish. There's a viewport on the side for to see your butane levels, and currently I probably need to refill my lighter, but hey, that's that's normal. And I really enjoy that little thing. It's actually very good, and it works really well. I bought it on Amazon for like $20. A worthwhile investment because I smoke quite a bit of cigars when and where I can, when and where I can afford it. And yeah, no, I love that little thing. But getting back to the Critical Role, I missed that out, and it irritated me that I missed seeing that particular one shot, because these guys are funny. They make really funny jokes a lot of the time, and just to see them go into what amounts to a joke campaign and get to cut loose and have fun, that's amazing. But what's even further more amazing than that to me is the fact that the Critical Role channel, they had a Kickstarter for doing what they called the Origins of Vox Machina, which was their very first D&D campaign that they streamed on Twitch. And they managed to raise $11 million. I'm not joking. They raised $11 million, becoming one of the highest funded entertainment Kickstarters ever. And as such, they had decided to do, I think it was a full, like a lot of episodes with, in conjunction with animation studio Titmouse. I know Titmouse has done some other work. Like I feel like I know where they're from. Like I've seen their work before, and I'm very happy with it. And they did like an intro cinematic for kind of a test, and I'm very excited to see where the future of that goes, because they were also picked up by Amazon to do a yet further. I think they are going to have 2 seasons, is what they said. They said they were going to have 2 seasons of the Origins of Vox Machina, even going so far as to have, I believe it was the intro to one of their, and I'm going to say one of their most important parts of the campaign, the Briarwood arc. And I'm not going to spoil it, but it was integral to really connecting in a lot of people to the characters, as no, these people have realistic, even if they're wielding magic and all these kind of things, but it's very real to want to have these motivations that this person has, and that his friends turn around and, okay, you know what, you got to go take these guys out, let's do it. But yeah, no, we're getting pretty close to the end here, but I do want to also say thank you to everybody who's supported me in every way that you have supported me. I'm very fortunate that you guys like me enough to want to tune in and see what I'm doing, and kind of lend your ears and lend your time to me, because again, like I said, I'm working full-time, and I'm going to try and keep doing this as often as I can. I don't know if that's going to be very tenable, but you know what, I'm going to try. Even as YouTube and Facebook have various problems that make it challenging to work with them. I think they said that on December 10th, if I I want to pull this up so I'm not incorrect in the terms of service, because their terms of service updated, and then I was like, okay, no, yeah, that's a thing that happens, and I didn't really read it. But then I think it was Markiplier. Yeah, Markiplier said something about it, and I'm like, what? Let's see here. We've provided a summary of key changes, terms that are clearer and easier to understand with useful links to help you navigate YouTube and better understand the policies, expanded commitments to notify you about changes that may affect you, such as terms updates or so they're basically trying to do this thing where they're updating the terms, but they didn't tell me what it was. So let's see what the summary is. Welcome to YouTube. They are now they're still service provider is Google. Let's see here. I'm trying to see. Let's see. We've updated this sections to reflect our requirements around contests and to include a prohibition on manipulating metrics. I don't know what that means, but I guess it means like you can't. I guess they have an update where you can't try and use a giveaway to manipulate your updates. Well, like manipulate your views by saying, hey, if you go on ahead and like, comment, and subscribe right now, you will be entered into a drawing for a $5,000 Google Play card. Which, spoiler, I'm not doing that. Like, I don't have the money. I don't have the reach. I don't have the size of channel that would really even allow me to do what I'm doing. You know, to do that kind of thing. Even $20 would be like, you know, that's a tank of gas for me, so no. So that's what that is. I'm sure there's, you know, a million people out there who've explained it better. And I'm not one of them. So sorry, guys. I would direct you to Markiplier's video on that. I'm sure he's explained it in the best possible way, because not only does he have a million fans, but I'm pretty sure that he's just an all-around good person. Let's see here. Let's see here. What else to talk about? Getting down pretty far on the cigar here. Down pretty far and out of coffee, so we're gonna probably be wrapping this up here in a minute or two. Again, this has been a wild ride. I just recently passed 70 subscribers on YouTube, as I'm just absolutely floored by that. Last time I checked Twitch, I have 34 followers, which that's a bigger number than I thought ever possible. I'm deeply appreciative to all those who have gone on and supported me in that way. And I'm gonna keep sticking with my sponsors of Rogues Apparel. They make marvelous shirts, day in and day out. They are just amazing people. Chad and Aaron are, you know, just the most friendly and personable people you could ever want to meet. And I mean, they've had a hell of a run so far, and they're still doing the Texas Con circuit, which, because it's this time of year, they're starting. I don't know if they're starting to wind down or they're just reaching the midpoint, but there's a bunch of cons in Texas at about this time of year. So I wish them all the best. And also, I want to support and shout out Vape Texas. Vape Texas makes marvelous juices for your vape that are completely 100% amazing and healthy, or as healthy as such a thing can be. They and that's the thing. It's like a lot of people get conflated and they hear, "Oh, well, we need to ban vaping because it's causing these health problems." Well, on the one hand, yeah, you're right. It's going to cause health problems because you're smoking. The human body doesn't like smoke. But they also don't do any of the things that really brought up the health problems in the first place. Those were illegal THC infused oils. And really, I'm not going to get into making that stuff legal or what have you, because I don't know enough, and I would rather not comment on something I know nothing about than, make ill-informed and ill-advised statements, which is something I try to do in all aspects of my life. If I don't know about a thing, I'm going to let you know I don't know a thing about that. But yeah, no, it's when you do something, you're buying something from a foreign country, having it shipped here, and because you can't get it in this country, you have to expect that there's going to be certain levels of danger to go with that. And these people were stupid in doing this, and I don't advise it at all. Heck, I don't even know if you should have CHB or CBD infused oils, because I don't know what the health ramifications of that are. Every time I get an oil from juice from Vape Texas, I always ask for 0% nicotine, because A, I don't smoke cigarettes for nicotine, and I don't smoke cigarettes, and B, I more enjoy the flavor of whatever I'm smoking to whatever kind of chemical the juice would impart to me. It's just not something I'm a fan of. But yeah, no, that's the thing. So, you know what? I think we've gone for a good enough amount of time here on the Coroner TV. Again, I want to thank you all for watching. I want to say happy Veterans Day, happy and safe Veterans Day to each and every one of you. Please, 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 if you got a chance, get a hold of a serviceman or woman or person and say your thanks to them for serving our country, as I plan to do to each and every veteran I come across. I hope that they are able to at least have some time with their loved ones, be it in person, which would be the best, or even if it's just getting a bit of FaceTime on the internet with them, because I know that can motivate. Just like letters used to motivate our troops, they'd get a lot of mail from them, and that would make people happy, and it still does. I know it still does, because I've seen a lot of videos and reactions to servicemen and women and people getting a little bit of mails from those of us back home saying thank you and encouraging them. So that's something that I still highly recommend doing. Again, I want to thank you all for watching, supporting me. Please, if you're on YouTube, go on ahead and give this video a like, comment down below.